Six. Okay. All right. And did you ever live in this property or was it always a rental? Oh, okay. All right. Nice. What got you into the rental market? Nice.
I lived in Florida at the time, so I'd come back and forth to check on them. My sister-in-law, and a couple of my sons took care of them for me, just for rent and all that stuff and everything, But anyway, that's how I started.
Got it. Okay. Nice. It work out for you pretty well.
Very well.
Nice. Do you live in Arkansas now or?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Like pretty close to this property?
Very close. 5 minutes away.
Got it. Okay. All right. And is it just yourself that owns this property or is there anybody else on title or that would need to be
Just
involved?
me.
Okay.
Just me.
All right. Got it. All right. Um, okay. So you're hoping to walk away with about 55 to 60 on this. Let's see here. All right. Well, before we talk about the inside of the house, let's talk about the outside, starting with like what's the neighborhood like? Is it mainly owner occupants or is it a lot of
No,
renters?
no, not a lot of renters. It's mostly owners.
Mostly owners. Okay. All right. Okay. And other than what might feed the house, are there any like power lines like directly out front or on the side or the back of the house?
Uh, let me see. There's some in the back for the street behind,
Okay.
and there's some up front naturally that feed the house.
Okay. All right, got it. But they're not like big giant power lines, just like the normal
No.
pole lines. Okay,
Right.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Anything wrong with the structure of the home?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Okay. Structural. All right. What about any siding missing or gutters missing?
No,
Okay.
it's gutters most of the way
Okay.
around. I had put up a company and downspouts and all that,
Okay. All right.
and it's a brick house
Oh, it's a brick house. Okay, perfect. Nice.
with a metal roof.
With a metal roof. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Brick house with metal roof. All right. Do you know how old the roof is?
Well, it's probably shortly after I bought it, I put it on, but I've had it gone over twice. As things go. When they first put them up, they used to have the neoprene washers that went under the screws and
Hmm.
stuff. So I've replaced them and everything, so nothing would be leaking anything. So
Okay, got it.
I've had that done twice.
Okay, so right now, let's see, you've owned it since between 2004, 2006, so yeah, no more than 20 years old.
Right.
Okay. Okay. All right. Is there anything out back of the house that we wouldn't be able to see from like a Google Street View, like a barn or shed or any other structures?
No.
Yeah. All right. All right, cool. So, walk me to the inside of the house. So we go in the front door. I know the home was looks like it was built in the 60s. Does it still look like
Hmm.
the 60s when you walk in the house?
Pretty much.
Okay. All right. Okay. And do you know what kind of floors there are?
Well, there's carpet on the floors right now, but they've had pets and stuff in there over the years, so I mean, imagine I'm going to take all that flooring out.
Okay.
You know.
All right. And what about the kitchen and the bathrooms? Is that tile or linoleum?
Let's see. I think they're linoleum.
Linoleum. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kitchen. All right. And it's just a one bathroom, right?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. All right. Um, what about the kitchen? Is the kitchen original to the build?
Well, I updated it some when I bought it, put new countertops and stuff on it, you know, but nothing real fancy. And so they're, you know, the cabinets are wooden cabinets. You know.
Okay. But you didn't update the you didn't replace the cabinets, right? You just the counters.
Right.
Okay, got it. So cabinets original. What about the appliances?
Well, there's a gas cook stove in it and a refrigerator in it.
Okay.
It will need air conditioning. The air conditioner works, but it's old, so it's going to need some air, probably a new AC unit and some ductwork underneath.
Okay. Is there issues with the ductwork?
Some of it's been torn down and stuff, you know, and I've had it patched a couple of times, but it, you know, if I was going to keep it much longer, I'd go in there and fix it, you know.
Got it. Okay. All right. And the going back to the appliances, are those white, black, or stainless steel?
They are white.
White. Okay. Got it. All right. And you said there's just a fridge and a stove, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So no built-in microwave, no dishwasher, maybe a dishwasher?
I think there is a dishwasher in there. I'd have to look
Okay.
to see for sure.
Okay. All right. Got it. And all right, cool. What about the bathroom? Is that original?
I've replaced the tub and ceramic in the back here 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay. Years ago. Okay, but everything else, like the flooring, fixtures, and everything else, are all original.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, got it. All right. And you mentioned the ductwork being under the house. So is there a crawl space or a basement?
Crawl space.
Crawl space. Okay. Are there any moisture issues that you're aware of?
Not really. I've got a French drain I put in that takes anything that goes underneath the house that gets pumped out,
Nice.
you know, and it's all around the edges. All the downspouts off the roof come and hook into the French drain, and it all goes away down the line to another piece of property down there.
Okay, perfect.
And that all is electric when when the water gets in it, well, it turns on. When the water gets out, it turns off.
Got it. Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, let's say you were going to keep the house and you won some sweepstakes at, like, Home Depot or Lowe's, and they're like, you just won $30,000. The only caveat is you have to put it into this house and this house alone. What all would you be doing to it?
I would do the kitchen and bathroom and put new flooring in it. And if I was going to do that, if I was going to redo it, I'd probably put a second bathroom in. There's plenty of room for a second bathroom against the wall. The one bedroom has got the water heater in it and washer and dryer over there. So there's room to put another bathroom in it if somebody wanted to.
Nice. Okay. Would that require like moving any walls around or anything, or just framing in the wall for that?
Just
Okay.
framing in around.
Okay. And you think you'd have enough room for like a full bath, or you would just do like a half bath?
Oh no, you'd have enough room for a full bath.
Okay.
Like a shower unit or something, full bath, yeah.
Perfect. Okay. That's really good to know. Yeah, it's crazy. Sometimes, when we're flipping homes, it can be a big difference between, a house only having one bathroom versus, putting in the work to add a bathroom. So,
right.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would want to know, good, bad, and different?
Well, not really, no.
Okay. All right, perfect. And are you storing any of your own items there, or is it just your tenants'
No,
stuff? Okay.
just the tenants.
Okay, got it. All right. Um, Perfect. Well, everything that you've been giving me, I've been putting straight into the system. That goes back to
Mhm.
our underwriters. They're running a report on the property. It's basically going to tell them everything that they need to know about the place. So what I'm
Mhm.
going to do, I'm going to put you on a brief hold real quick. I'm going to run back there, check on them, see what they've come up with, and I will be right back.
Okay.
All right. Unfortunately, there's no like fancy hold music or anything like that, so
No
it'll just
elevator
be
music.
yeah,
That drives me
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, me too sometimes. The worst is when like all of a sudden the volume is like way higher than the conversation
Oh
was
yeah.
and
Yeah.
so
That's like
but
when they call DirecTV or something. You may be on there 35 to 40 minutes waiting, and it just drives me nuts.
oh yeah, yeah. I always put it on speakerphone, put my phone down and go handle some other stuff because I know it's just gonna be a
That's what I
while.
try to do also. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll be right back and yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Give me a second.
Okay.
I still got you? All right, let's see here. So, if you guys are just joining, we're working with a seller in Morrilton, Arkansas. So we're gonna take a look at this one. It's a 3-1, 1,500 square feet. Let's see what we can come up with. So 3-1. Okay, that's in the last 90 days. Let's go 6 months. Let's also look at, actually, let's look at what's live first. Okay. All right, so there's one, oh, on Griffin. Perfect. So this is on the same street, couple blocks down, listed for 255. It's a 3-1, 1,500 square feet. Nice floors, nice paint, updated kitchen, semi-updated. Okay, so this could be. Now, they did a price reduction. Let's see how long it's been listed. 17 days on Zillow. Okay, that's not bad. Being sold as is. So this is like yeah, this could be a good novation.
I'm ready for my lunch. I'm gonna go get some more food.
Let's
I
see
think
here.
maybe him. Could we just call back?
All right, let's see here. So he wants about 55, 60. It's going to need a bit of work. Sounds like it's livable, just dated. So, if he wanted 50 and we go plus 30 divided by 0.9. So if we can list it for basically 85 to 90, we can make about 30 grand on this. So let's see here. Okay, so that's the other live one. Let's go. Yeah, I think the ARV is probably right around the 150 to 160 range. Let's look at
Quick. Oh, go ahead.
what's sold. Oh, here's one that's 1,354 square feet. It's listed for 99. See how long this one's been active. Did a price cut at 8K. Ooh, 79 days on market. Okay, so we're gonna want to come in lower. I would say we're gonna want to come in at like an 85 to undercut the rest of the market here. Here's a 160. It's a 3-2. 26,000. So 157. Here's a 105 that was sold. Semi-updated. Let's go back 6 months, see what else there is. Here's a 146. This one is fully updated. This is my ARV comp right here. Agent owned. Oh, this took 2.5 months to sell. So that's not terrible. He actually bought it for 40. Okay, so he bought it for 40 and renovated it and then sold it for 143. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna say that ARV on this is 150, 145. Let me go back to him. I just had a couple other quick questions. Hey, Alan, you there?
Yes.
Hey, I'm sorry about that. I actually don't have good news or bad news for you. They had a couple other questions that I just failed to get. With regards to, is it on city sewer or is it on a on septic?
City sewer.
City sewer.
City water.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. And
Garbage
then
collection city.
perfect. Okay. Cool. And then what about the windows? Are those original?
I didn't replace them, so I don't.
Okay. Do you know? You happen to know whether they're wood or vinyl?
Oh, that I don't know.
Okay. No worries. We can double check that. And then let me see. I think it was built in like 62. Do you know, is it on breakers?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And any liens or mortgage balance on the property?
Nope.
Okay. No liens on breakers. Okay. All right, cool. And yeah, if the underwriter was to come back with an offer that made sense for you, I mean, how soon are you looking to close?
By the end of the month.
By the end of the month. Okay. Yeah. Our standard is typically somewhere between 30 and 60 days. Depends on like whether it's tenant occupied and we can, do the stuff that we need to do leading up to closing. But yeah, so if it had to get pushed out a little bit further, would that be a problem for you?
60 days would be a big problem for me.
Okay. You should have like a deadline for those medical bills or
Well, I don't have a deadline for them, but I don't like them looking at me either.
yeah, I got you. Okay. Okay. What about like, I mean, would like a 45-day close work for you if that's all they could do? Yeah, and by the way, usually the way they draft it up is it would be no later than, so they'll do everything they can to close sooner. But I'm just curious. I want to make sure I bring them all the right information.
Right. Well, much over 30 days would not work for me.
Okay. Okay. All right. Got it. Well, I'll let them know that. And then if I can get an offer approved for the property today, do you mind if I tell you how the process with us works?
No.
Okay. All right. So once the home is approved and we get an offer accepted, we sign a pretty basic agreement. It's written in third grade English, not to insult anybody's intelligence, but it's super easy to understand. After that, within 48 to 72 hours, you'll get a welcome call from one of our transaction coordinators, and she'll line up for us to get photos of the house. The title company will just make sure there's a clear title for closing and they have anything that they need there. We'll schedule to do a couple walkthroughs, and then we head to the closing table and get you paid, and it's really that simple. All right.
Okay.
The last thing they wanted me to ask you was if we can get to a number that makes sense for both of us, would you be ready to move forward with a purchase agreement today?
I would be by the end of the week.
Okay. Got it. What do you still need to figure out?
Well, not a matter of figuring anything out, but I've got a half a dozen people calling about it. So
Got it. Okay. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay. Well, yeah, let me run back there, see what they've come up with. Do you mind if I put you on another hold real quick?
go ahead.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back.
Well, this is my lunch big time.
What? If you bought things, you gotta mess your lunch up.
Mm-hmm.
You possibly could make chicken brown. So what's your lunch up?
Okay, so 145 times 0.75
Excuse me, ma'am?
minus.
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Here, kitty, kitty, here, kitty, kitty.
Look, if you're going outside, that's a dog of yours in the attack. You see her anymore? We're going to go out someday. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Hey guys, so if you guys are just joining, we're underwriting this property in Morrilton, Arkansas. Some decent comps here. So let's see, I think we got an ARV of 145. So then minus 35 to 40K for renovations, minus so 30 to 50 for an offer range. Okay, and he's looking for 55 to 60.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Alan, I appreciate your patience there. Cool, man. Well, congratulations. They actually approved the property to be purchased. So this is the first one that they've approved for me in pretty much all of Arkansas. So let me just explain exactly what they've approved. So the offer was approved to buy the property in as is condition. They approved the closing timeline to be no later than 45 days. They'll try to push it faster. But just basically it's going to come down with like title and stuff like that. So if they can close within 30 days, they'll close within 30 days. No commissions are taken out and all the closing costs would be covered by us. Now, contrary to popular belief, we're not like BlackRock. We don't have an infinite amount of money sitting around. So anytime they approve a property to be purchased, they allocate and set aside those funds into a specific account for that particular property. Is there any way, like, do you have like a note in your phone or something? You could take a note. I want to give you the virtual withdrawal account number. So if you ever need to call in, you just reference that number and they'll be able to pull up your file. Did I lose it? Hello? Alan, you there? Hello? All right, let's give him a ring back.
Hello, we got cut off.
Hey, sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It went like completely silent. I couldn't even hear background noise. So, where did I lose you?
Well, you said they were trying to do it in less than 45 days if they could. And then
Yeah, 45 days
right.
would be the latest. Yeah, so 45 days would be the latest. And that would basically, come down to title. If we can close within 30 days, then we absolutely will. Now, what I was mentioning was that, we're not like a super ginormous company like BlackRock or anything, so we don't have an infinite amount of funds. So what they do
Right.
is any time that they approve a property to be purchased, they set aside those funds into a specific account just for that particular property, so it doesn't get allocated anywhere else. So is there any chance, do you have like a note in your phone or somewhere you could just take this number down? That'll be the account number. And so that way, if you ever need to connect with us, you can just reference that number and they'll be able to pull up your file.
Can you text it to me?
Yeah, I can text it to you and I'll tell it to you as
Okay.
well. It's just VW3745. But I'll text that to you as well.
Okay.
So
And what was the offer?
yeah, the approved offer for your property in its current condition is $33,750.
That'd be no.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Got it. Okay.
Didn't I tell you what I had to have?
Yeah, hey, I completely understand. That's just what they've authorized me to spend on this. The nice thing, Alan, is I'm on your side. The hardest part of my job is finding properties that they're actually gonna approve, just because they have a very specific criteria that they look for. Right. Now that the property's approved, now it's just a matter of seeing if there's anything we can do to kind of massage the numbers together and make them, just make a little more sense for both of us. Yeah. I can run back there, talk to them, see, if there's anything that they could do. But before I do that, where do you feel happy?
Well, it'd have to be at least 55.
55.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's a long stretch from where they're at, son.
Yeah, that's a pretty
My feelings, Dennis.
far. Sorry, say that again.
I said it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
If they don't want it.
All right. Is that the absolute best you think you'd be able to do on this, just so I can let them know? And I'll
Well,
go to
let's say
bat
50.
for you.
50. Okay, that'll be the least I would do.
50 would be the least you would do. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
I didn't
Okay.
fall off the apple tree yesterday.
I hear you. Okay. Just out of curiosity, because I want to go back to them and, have as much ammunition as I can to, try to get them up on the number. Is everything else with those terms good for you?
Yes.
Okay, got it. And were there any renovations that you were planning to do, and maybe you already picked up some materials and, have some stuff, that you were already planning on do? Okay, got it.
No.
Okay. And you said the carpet in there, it's been in there for a while and they have pets, right? So there's no way we'd be able to get away with that. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. How do you know how old the fridge and the stove are?
I don't know, 4 or 5 years old probably.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. So those might not need to be replaced. Okay, let me see here. Okay. All right. Let me go back to them, see what I can come up with. You said the whole house is brick, right? It's not just the front is brick?
No, it's all brick.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So there's no siding on the house. Are there any issues with like the overhangs, the soffit, the fascia, or anything like that, or is that all in pretty good shape?
It's all in pretty good shape.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Yeah, I know the brick houses, they can usually, anytime there's siding and that type of stuff, I know there's usually a lot more exterior work, but brick, usually saves us a little bit there. So let me go talk to them, see what I can come up with. I mean, it's a stretch. If I could get them all the way up to that number, do you think we could move forward with this today?
Possibly, yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Just because I know like the first, like anytime I go back to them and I'm trying to get them to adjust on the number, literally the first question they ask me is like, well, if we could do it, are they ready to go? Um,
Yeah.
and it'll definitely give me some more leverage. I mean, when do you think you would be, because I want to get the number for you. I don't get paid unless you get paid. So, um, do you know when you would know for sure? And then that'll give me, if you
Friday.
needed Friday. Okay. Okay. All right. So why don't we do this then? Why don't I'll put a scheduled call on my calendar to circle back with you on Friday. Is there a particular time of
Make it
day that
after lunch.
after lunch?
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll have to be after lunch because I've got a doctor's appointment at 10:30.
Okay. All right. Got it. So what time is it there now? Are you on Central Time?
Yes.
Okay. So it's 1 o'clock now. Would around 1 o'clock
Yeah.
work for you?
Probably so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me put this on for Friday at 1 o'clock, and then we'll touch gloves. And then if you're good to go, like I'll go to them and do everything I can to get this over the finish line. I can't make any
Okay.
promises,
I know.
because it is a big stretch, but I would love to make it work for you. And if we can make it work, that'd be great.
Already.
All right. Any other questions for me, Alan?
Nope. Now.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, I'll look forward to talking to you on Friday.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. So curious what your guys' thoughts are on that one. And if you would have handled that differently, right? Like we obviously want to get the deal done. We want to make sure we're getting commitment and buy-in. But if he's not ready to move forward until Friday, because he's got other people that he wants to talk to, I don't want to shoot off my number, jump up. I mean, basically we're talking about jumping up $16,000, right? So it's a pretty big jump. But if I give him the option to talk to some other people between now and Friday, right? Let him get those offers and then come back Friday, he's still like chances are they're probably not going to come in at that 50 number. They're going to come in, a little lower than that. I think, 40, 45 is probably where it would need to be. But that'll tell me everything I need to know, right? If I get back on the phone with him and he's like, I'm ready to go if you can do 50, that tells me that everybody else he talked to is not coming up to 50. Right. So then I can start pulling some more information out of them. And then that's when I'll go and I'll say, look, man, I've been thinking about it all week. I'm going to do my best to get you up there. I just think it's a real stretch. I mean, we're basically at like 34 right now. I mean, if they came back at 48, should I even bother calling you back, and just see what kind of flexibility he has? And if he's like, absolutely not, nothing less than 50, okay, now we know where we're at, right? But if he's like, well, okay, so now we know we're on the higher end of the range of what everybody else is looking at. And there's a really solid comp. It's right down the street. It sold for 146. It's a 3-1, 1141 square feet. Ours is 1504. So I think ours is a better house. And ours is a brick house. This one's siding. And this one's not even fully renovated. Like the cabinets are original. They did new countertops, new stainless steel appliances, new flooring. Um, so we could make this a pretty quick flip and make some good money on this one. And this one was actually flipped by an agent. So what I'd probably do is call the agent talk to her and see if she's got contractors for me, because this one could make sense for us to potentially flip on our own, right? If we look at this, and I'll just share, let me see here. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see the deal analyzer and how I would underwrite this deal, right? So let's see here. Okay, so this is one of the deal analyzer spreadsheets that we use. So they sold that one for, let me see here. Oops. 146 on June 12th. And look, they bought it in January for 40,000 and they sold it for 146. They listed it in March 23rd. So March, April, May, so 2.5 months to get this flipped and listed again. So let's say we were to take this thing down, and let's say it sold. Ours, I think, could sell for a little bit more, again, because ours is a larger square footage. So if we took 128 times our square footage is 1,500. So it's not going to sell for 192, but maybe 150, 155. So let's go 150. Actually, I'd say we'd close on this. It'd be in the new year that this would go live. I would say it's probably 155. And by that point, you'd be looking at lower interest rates as well. So if we came in at a 50K number, there'd be a $45,000 spread. I think you could do the renovation for 35, especially to get it to look like this. So this house, ours is brick, ours is bigger. So really all you need to do is paint and flooring. This has the original wood windows, so we wouldn't even necessarily need to upgrade the windows unless they're shot, which based on what I'm seeing online, it doesn't look like they would be. Those cabinets are original. All these cabinets are original. So literally all they did is flooring, paint, appliances, and paint the cabinets. That's it. I mean, you could get that. That's not even a granite countertop. That's probably doesn't look like a granite countertop. Let's see what the details say. Oh, it is granite countertops. Okay, so that looks like pretty cheap granite countertops. Actually, it doesn't look like super high quality granite countertops. So you're probably looking at like $5,000 for the granite countertops. You're probably looking at, that one had, this one doesn't even have a fridge in it. So they didn't even include the fridge. So for a stove and the dishwasher, I mean, you could get stove, dishwasher, and the fridge for, $2,500, right? You've got paint throughout and then flooring throughout. So those are both $4 a square foot. So you're talking $8 a square foot times 1,500. 8 times 1,500 plus the 7,500. That puts us at 20. You give yourself a buffer. I mean, you could probably get that renovation all done for 30. And then you're looking at basically a $56,000 net profit. And that's with all of your holding costs. That's at a 10% with 1.5 points. I'd probably go 2.5 on both commissions. And as a matter of fact, what I'd probably do, so in a market like this, since I know that this agent flipped it, agent owned, right? So that's key. And we can see that the agent bought it in January and then sold it in June. She came in, bought it, and flipped it. So she's got contractors, And there's a very good likelihood that I could come in and just basically offer to partner with her. So that way I don't even have to bring a bunch of the funds to the table and we can split the deal. So that's a good way where you can get into like a quick flip on something in a neighborhood and make a little bit of money. Now, the other thing is we could also just get it locked up right at that 50 and turn around and possibly novate it. And in that scenario, all we'd have to be able to do is you figure 50 plus 30 divided by 0.9. If we can list it for 85 to 90, then we make a $30,000 profit. So, yeah, so we'll see what happens. Where the heck is my... All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna update the notes here, and we've got an offer made. Now that call total was between the two calls, was 31 plus 7, so 38 minutes from start to finish, rapport building and everything with an offer, and then a little bit of negotiating, but then we'll have a follow-up call on Friday. That call will probably be no more than 15 minutes, and I'm pretty solid that we'll lock this up. So we're going to go Friday, and that's going to be 11 a.m. Offer 1, 33, 750. Also, if you guys are just joining in, that offer, like, notice how he was almost offended, right? Like, when he responded to that, I mean, he wasn't like super mad, but like he was like, "Hey, don't hurt my feelings." But he absolutely said in no uncertain terms, he was like, "No, not going to take that offer." That's kind of where you want them to be. You want to come in low enough where they're absolutely certain that they don't want to accept that offer, because now you're not going to be leaving money on the table, right? Now, if I came all the way up to 50, I might be leaving money on the table. But when I get on, so if you guys are back here on Friday watching, this call will actually happen towards the end of my live, and you'll see how I kind of try to fish to see if there's any more flexibility in that 50 number. And like I said, especially if he's going to talk to a couple other potential buyers, then there still might be some flexibility, because if they don't come in at a number that he's excited about, and I'm still dangling the carrot that, there's a potential for me getting up to 50, he's going to get on the phone with me, and then I'm going to have control of the conversation and be able to figure out if we can get this over the finish line, possibly shave a little bit off. If I can shave 2-3 grand off, then we save a little bit of money there, and it all makes up, right? So, 2 or 3 grand on one deal is not earth shattering, but 2 or 3 grand on 50 deals over the course of the year, is an extra $100,000 to $150,000. So it's really important to try to stretch as much as you can, and pinch a little bit here, pinch a little bit there. So mm, mm. Now I was tempted to come in at a higher number initially, but the higher you come, the less room you have to work. So um, I'm curious. Let me look at that other one. I want to see the bathroom. What did they do in the bathroom? Oh yeah, it's just like one of those shower inserts or tub inserts. So that's not even fully updated. Yeah, it's just flooring, paint, toilet, and a basic a basic vanity. Let's see. And this is on a third of an acre. So it's like 2,000 square feet larger than ours as far as the lot size, but ours is about 400 square foot larger as far as the house size is concerned. Yeah, and it's got vinyl siding, so we'll see what happens. All right, so I got that follow-up call for Friday. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, let me get my calendar out. All right, who else we got? Hmm. All right, where's my callbacks? All right, Kathy, it's gonna be it. We're gonna lock this up. Hey, Kathy, it's Chris. I had some time to get back to you today so we can get this all wrapped up here. Give me a call back when you get a chance. My telephone number is 619-525-7132. Again, 619-525-7132. Hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, you know what? I might not be sharing my audio again. There we go. All right, sorry guys, if you guys couldn't hear my audio, I had to reshare that. Okay, let's see here. So I'm just popping in a couple of comps. Yeah, this is a better comp actually. Sold for 160, literally a day ago. So this one's good. Now this one has a second bathroom, but he was mentioning that you have plenty of space to add the bathroom, but that'll add about 7 or 8K to the renovation. Maybe 10. So, but figure if it could sell for 145 without it, But this is also 1268 square feet, so ours could potentially sell for even more. And I think ours has a little bit better curb appeal than this one because ours is a nicer brick build. Wait, where is? Doesn't look like that. Oh, it's this house here. Yeah, so, all right, let's put this one in, and then we got one other comp. I bet the agent flipping this one. So this is a cash comp. 6K. They're gonna steal on that one, but it looks like it probably needs a bunch more work. Oh, and it's 20 years older. So let's see here. Yeah, the brick builds are definitely going for a little bit more. Okay, let's put this one in. All right, so customer asking price was 55 to 60. ARV range 145 to 155. Rehab estimate 30 to 45. Offer range 30 to 50K. Sell at range. We could probably assign it for anywhere from 45, maybe even 50. But I would say 45 to 65. Mhm. Okay. Okay, let's double check. I was in Okay, perfect. So all right, let me move this on the calendar. So 2:30-ish. And let's see, who's this David? All right, so I have a closing call at 2:30 for a lease option purchase. So if you guys are available and you want to see me lock up a lease option deal this afternoon, this one's going to be a nice one. This is a great type of structure because we're going to try to push it out as a sandwich lease option or assigning our lease option, right? So basically what we're going to do is we get a lease option with the seller, and then we turn around and we assign that to a tenant as a lease option buyer. And so I think we're structuring it with 3K up front to the seller, and then we're going to try to lease option it for about 20K of an option fee down. Could be we could go down to as much as, as little as like 15 or 10 even. So All right, let's see. Any others that we got on the agenda? I'll put her. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Beach. Now, let me see.
The person you're calling isn't accepting messages right now. Why don't you text them or try calling again later? Thank you for calling US Cellular voicemail. Goodbye.
Okay, let's give him another.
The person you're calling isn't accepting messages right now. Why don't you text them or try calling again later? Thank you for
Okay, let's see here. All right, guys. You guys are just jumping on some live seller calls. Mm-mm-mm. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Okay, we're gonna move this call back to tomorrow afternoon. Mm, 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 mm. Alexa, play classic rock. All right, let's call some new leads right now. Billy Hughes. Why does that one seem familiar? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see here. I think I pitched her. All right, let's handle some new leads, guys. What's up, Raining Woman? Hey, if you're available this afternoon, Raining Woman, 2:30 this afternoon Pacific time, I've got a call where I'm going to be locking up a deal on a lease option. Um, so I'm going to walk through that contract, go over the details of the offer. Already got his verbal acceptance. It's just a matter of getting on the phone with him and reviewing the contract. Um, so yeah, if you're available, you should definitely jump on. All right, let's call this person. I don't retail for it. It's in Memphis. Let's see, did we send a text today? Yeah, the text went out today, just a little bit ago. So we'll call. We'll see what happens.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up. Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Okay, next one. What's up with all these Memphis leads?
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to the Carbancha?
Yes, how can I help you?
Yeah, I was calling because it looks like you guys spoke with one of my referral partners, and you guys were interested in possibly selling a property you own on Mount Moriah.
Okay.
Yeah, did I catch you at a bad time?
No, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like they paired us with you because they thought we'd be a good fit for you. They mentioned here in the notes that you guys are just looking to move on from this one and maybe possibly buy another property.
Yeah, yeah, we'll have the 1031 out of it.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. All right. So need a 1031. Are you going to be looking for like another single family home or are you looking for something different?
Yeah, we're residential space, you know, that 1 to 4 unit space.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Got it. All right, perfect. And by the way, I do have to let you know all calls are monitored and recorded for quality and training purposes. Well, the point of this call is really just to see if the property qualifies for getting an offer as is. We're generally looking for properties for one or two reasons. Either we're going to fix it and flip it, or we're going to keep it and hold it as a rental. So by the end of this call, I'll either be able to get an offer approved or get the property approved and get you an offer, or they'll deny it and they'll tell us exactly why. All right.
Okay.
Um, and this is currently a tenant occupied property. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. And how long is their lease?
It still has probably, I would say, a good 6 months left on it, maybe. Yeah.
Got it. 6 months left. Okay. All right, got it. All right. Well, some of the benefits of working with us is we can buy the home as is, cash. We'll cover all the closing costs. There's no realtor commissions. So if we get the property approved for an offer today, the number I get you is going to be a net number to your pocket, of course, minus any existing debt. Do you guys have a mortgage on it?
Uh, yes.
Okay. All right. So you still got a balance there. All right, cool. And you mind grabbing a pen and a piece of paper? I'm going to have you jot down some information that you'll want to have handy if we get this approved today.
I'm not able to write at the moment.
Oh, got it. Okay. Oh, you driving?
Yes, sir.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I can text you over my contact info and everything, anything that you need here. So, how long have you guys been thinking about selling this property?
We hadn't been thinking about it long. I think we got the call and we was in the midst of examining the portfolio and the call came through, so it gives us timing.
Got it. Okay. All right. And would you guys be looking to buy more property in the Memphis area, or are you looking out of state?
It'll be in the Memphis metro.
Okay. Got it. All right, perfect. How long have you guys owned this one?
Probably about 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Got it. Okay. All right. And as far like you mentioned, just kind of reviewing your portfolio and then deciding this one might be the one to sell. Is there any particular reason this one kind of stands out as one you might want to sell, like trouble with the tenants or just, property issues, or what's kind of the main thing?
No, this one here just from a value opportunity and getting the most value or equity rather to be able to do the 1031 with.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Perfect. And is it just yourself that owns the property, or is there anybody else on title that would need to be involved?
No, just myself.
Okay. All right. Perfect. And in a perfect world, what were you hoping to walk away with on this?
Really and truly trying to clear at least 55.
55. Okay. Got it. Let's see. And that, so you're trying to get 55 for it. How much did you say you still owe on it?
I owe about 160.
160. Okay. Okay, so you're looking to pay off the mortgage and pocket about 55?
Right.
Got it. So you're looking for around 215. Okay. How'd you come up with those numbers, just out of curiosity?
The 160 is just the mortgage balance, and the 55. I know the house for sure. I think in that area going for about 240, between 240 and 260.
Got it. Okay. All right. Okay, perfect. Well, yeah, let's see what we can come up with. Now, before I talk to you about the inside of the house, I want to talk a little bit about the outside of the house. So is the neighborhood primarily renters, or is a lot of owner occupieds?
There's a lot of owner occupants.
Okay. All right. And other than what just runs directly to the house, are there any like major power lines that run like behind the house, along the sides, or anything like that?
I think there are, probably. I think it's more cable, not power, perhaps, because I don't think there's a transformer back there. But I think, you got the cables running from the poles.
Got it. Okay, just the basic stuff, not like a big power lines or anything. Okay,
Right.
Perfect. All right. And do you happen to know what the speed limit is on the street right there in front?
45.
It's a 45-mile-an-hour limit. Okay, got it.
Uh,
All right. All right. Is that a double yellow line on that street
No,
there?
it's a. I think it's a 4-lane. I think it's 4 lanes.
4 lanes. Okay, got it. All right. Okay. Are there any structural issues with the home?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Structural. What about any siding missing or gutters missing?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Anything out back of the house that we can't see, like any other like sheds or barns or other structures?
No other structures.
Okay, got it. All right, perfect. All right, so what I want you to do is just kind of like walk me into the home, right? So we go through the front door. I know it looks like the home was built back in the 50s. Does it still look like the 50s when you walk in the front door?
Oh, I mean, you got the hardwood floors. They kind of got like, I guess you could make it. I mean, it's really kind of like a living family type. Well, I would say like a living room, like the traditional living room.
Mm-hmm.
You have enough space to probably do like a little eating and dining room type of table,
Got it. Okay.
So,
All right. Is the hardwood floors, is that throughout the whole house?
primarily, except for like, of course, the kitchen is tile. the ceramic tile, and then like the family room, which once you walk through the living room, you pass through kind of like where the washer and dryer connects. Kind of got like a little laundry section kind of right here,
Okay.
and then walk into like a family room, like a den area. So
Okay. Got it. And was that family room, was that always part of the house, or was that an addition that was put on at some point?
no, it was part of the house. To my
Part of the
knowledge, I mean, when I bought it, it was part of the house.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So tile in the kitchen and the baths, but everywhere else hardwood floors. All right. Was there anything that was added to the permit that or added to the home that needed to be permitted but wasn't permitted, to your knowledge?
No, not to my knowledge. I know we
Okay.
didn't do it in permit.
Okay. All right. Got it. And what about the kitchen? Is that original to the build, or was that updated?
Yeah, I mean, it's original build. I mean, the countertops are more modern. They are the laminate countertop.
Okay. Laminate. Do you know how long ago the countertops were done?
I'm not sure.
Okay, got it. Was that before you bought it?
That's when I bought it. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, got it. All right. All right. So cabinets are original, countertops were updated at some point. What about the appliances?
Appliances all belong to the tenant. So I
Oh,
mean,
they
there's a
belong to the tenant.
dishwasher. Well, I mean,
Okay.
there's a dishwasher. Yeah. So
Okay. But the stove, the range, the fridge, the microwave, all that stuff belongs to the tenant?
yes.
Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. What about the bathrooms? Are those original?
Yes, tile, ceramic tile. There's a garden jacuzzi on the master side. And then other just, tile walls, tile tubs around,
Got it. Okay. All right. So all, pretty dated, not really up to 2024 standards.
Right.
Okay. Got it. All right. Is there a basement or a crawl space, or is this just right on a slab?
Slab.
Slab. Okay. Got it. And let me ask you this. If you guys were going to keep it and, let's say you won a sweepstakes at Lowe's and they're like, here's $30,000. The only catch is you got to put it into this house and this house alone. What would you be doing to the house?
Probably update the countertops, cabinetry. That's probably about it. Countertops and cabinetry, and of course, appliance updates.
Got it. Okay. All right. Any landscaping that needs to be done?
Yeah, I would say out front, like it has those old like bushes, that's out front.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably take those out too as well.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Anything that I haven't asked you that if you were buying that you would want to know, good or bad?
No, I think you covered the basic. I mean, the HVAC system. I mean, I think that's pretty dated.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay. Perfect. And you don't have any of your own belongings that you would need to get out, right? It's just the tenants stuff.
Yeah, just the tenant stuff.
Okay. All right. Got it. Perfect. Well, everything that you've been giving me, and I'm sorry, how do you pronounce your first name?
Carbanche. I go by CP.
Carbanche, and you go by CP. Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah, everything that you've been giving me, I've been putting straight into our system. And so that's going right back to our underwriters. So they're running a report right now. It's basically going to tell them everything that they need to know about the property. It'll pull the tax records and everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you on a brief hold real quick. I'm going to run back, check in with them, see kind of what they've come up with, and I'll be right back. Unfortunately, we don't have any like fancy hold music or anything like that. So it's just going to be dead silent.
Right. No problem at all.
All right, be right back.
All right.
Oh, did I accidentally hang up on you? Okay. All right, guys. So we've got this property in Memphis. No idea if the numbers are outlandish or if we're pretty good. So let's see here. Okay, so here's pictures of when he bought it. Same. Yeah. Okay, so some updates. Looks like the roof is newer. It's actually in pretty good shape. It's a nice house. Oh, did they take the washer and dryer out? Yeah, it looks like they did. All right, so put them on hold about 45 seconds ago. So let me, I'm gonna start running some comps. So I'm gonna drag this over here and share my screen so you guys can see how I'm running the comps. Let's see. Nope, that's not working. Okay, so let's do this. All right, can you guys see this? All right, so we're in Memphis. So this property is it's a 3.2, 1645 square feet. So we're gonna go anything over 3.1.5. We're gonna go houses. We're gonna go under 1,000 square feet, under an acre. We're gonna go sold in the last 90 days, and then we're gonna zoom in and see what we got. Okay. All right. So not good. At least not for what he's looking for. Mount Mara. Two 12. Let's see. Let's check on realtor.com. All right, so that's not, so this one sold off market. Let's go 6 months. Okay. Here's some stuff. So 233, 231. Problem is his is on the main drag, so he's 1604. So let's look at this one. Foreclosure property. Hmm. See, here we go. So this one's 223. Yeah, so he wants retail for the property, which, you know, he'd probably get if he sold it on market. He'll probably get closer to two, like maybe 190. So I'm just gonna basically come back and just essentially deny the offer. Let's see, 200 times 0.9 minus 30. All right, let's pull him back on and let's reshare the audio.
I think it'll go pretty good. Hotel driver.
All right, CP, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. I appreciate you you holding for me, man. So I actually don't have good or bad news for you just quite yet. They had a quick question. It looked they pulled up some pictures. It looks like the roof is a bit newer. Do you know when the roof was done?
Probably 18 or 19, I think.
2018 or 19. Okay, got it. All right, perfect. That's good. And no foundation issues, right?
No, not to my knowledge.
Okay, got it. And then do you know how old the windows are?
Yeah, the windows are pretty dated. I would think that they are the original windows.
Got it. Okay, so they're like the wood frame.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, perfect. Awesome. All right. Cool. Just out of curiosity, I mean, have you considered listing the property?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
But probably will.
Got it. Okay. All right. Yeah, just like looking at some of the comps that sold, I know, most of these are kind of in the neighborhood, so like what you're looking to get for it is, certainly more closer to like a retail number. But I think with it being on the main drag there with the 4 lanes and everything, it's probably going to sell a little bit less than what some of the comps inside the neighborhoods are selling for.
Okay.
For us, obviously there just has to be meat on the bone for us to make some money on it, because like I said, we're either going to, renovate it and put it back on the market. And just based on what I'm seeing here and what they're looking at, we found some pictures from, I think, the old listing when you bought it. Are those pictures pretty accurate from 2022?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I don't know that there's really a ton of, value add that we could do to the property to really bring it up to a number where we're going to be able to, turn it and make a profit. And even keeping it as a rental. What are you currently charging for rent right now?
17, 1,700 bucks.
1,700. Okay. All right. Do you feel like that's pretty comparable with the market rate, or are you a little under or a little over?
I'm probably a little under the market rate in that neighborhood there. You're pushing probably closer to 1875 up to 2000. So
Got it. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, man. I mean, I just know I've had enough of these conversations and seen them underwrite, enough deals. I mean,
Hmm.
realistically, they're going to be coming back most likely at a number that's probably just going to piss you off. Um,
What type of number are they thinking?
I mean, I'm going to say it's probably going to be in the, low to mid hundreds, realistically.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. So.
probably talking 50, which is less than what. So you're probably taking 150. I can't even pay the mortgage off with that, right? With the number they're
Yeah,
thinking, right?
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's probably going to be somewhere in that, middle range. So I don't think it's going to really put you. And the reality is, like, the updates that were done to it, they're not, based on those pictures, you know, there's room for you to make money. I think if you list it, I think you still have some room on the deal. But for you to make a profit and then for us to still be able to make anything on it, I just don't think
Mhm.
there's going to be any meat on the bone for us on this side of the table. You know what I mean? Um,
I guess makes sense.
so, um, yeah, I mean, what's your current what's your current mortgage payment?
Oh, principal interest is at nine. So I said probably about maybe $1,300 or so, somewhere in there.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was trying to see if there could be an opportunity that might make sense where, if we took over the mortgage and, put some money in your pocket, but even that, with the current rent rate, when we factor in property management, vacancy maintenance and repairs and stuff, basically we'd
Yeah.
be negatively cash flowing, so it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, I think
Okay.
honestly, I think your best bet is, and especially with what interest rates are going to do. I mean, they're already creeping down. I think by within the next 6 months, by the time your lease is going to be up with this tenant, I think interest rates are going to be in a better spot. We'll be going into the spring. And then if you list this thing, I think it's going to, give you the best chance of, getting close to that number that you're looking for.
Right. Sounds good, man. I appreciate the call and the information.
Yeah, no worries, man. And yeah, if anything comes up, you wouldn't happen to have any like, more fixers properties that need a bunch more work, would you?
I do not at the moment, but again, we always taking a look at the portfolio to see, which one makes sense to hold and
Yeah.
potentially sell. So, we'll do that, and take those steps and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, if you get anything,
All right.
if a tenant just beats something up and you're like, I don't even want to deal with it, then definitely hit us up, man, because we can usually get pretty close to, what makes sense for someone, where we can add some value. So,
All right. Sounds good, man. I appreciate the call. Thank you so much.
all right, no worries. Have a good one. See ya.
All right. Bye.
All right. Yeah, that was not going to go anywhere. So I don't know if you guys were able to see how I was like running the numbers on that and just looking at some of the comps. There were comps that were off in the neighborhood that were selling for like 220, 215, and that were, in similar, if not better condition. So, his being on a 4-lane double yellow line road, it's certainly going to come in at a lower number. Because nobody wants to raise kids on a 4-lane street, and have their kids running out into the middle of the street. So that's kind of the challenge you have to deal with. So I would always recommend when you guys are running numbers and comping properties, if you find out, and that's why we asked what's the speed limit. The moment he said 45, I'm like, okay, it's probably a double yellow line. Um, when you get that, I mean, I would be taking off a minimum of $10,000 to $20,000 for that, you know. Um, just because, who wants to gate in their front yard and then God forbid the kid get out and, run into challenges, so that's going to be the issue. Um, all right, guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop off here right now, and then I will be back at 2:30 Pacific Standard Time. So I have a closing call with a lease option seller. So we're going to wrap up that contract. I'll go over that contract. That's going to be right around 2:30ish that I'm going to get on the phone with him. He's already verbally agreed. So we're going to get that locked up. And then that one is already tenant occupied and they have a lease through the end of next year. So we're going to get all their contact info and we're basically going to try to pitch them on the lease option purchase and try to see if we can get some cash up front from them. And the cool thing about that is we have a little bit of flexibility in this because we only have to give $3,000 to the seller. The reason we do a lease option like this, which will eventually, basically it'll be assigning a lease option. But the reason we do that is because it cuts a lot of the costs, right? Because we're not actually transacting on the house, right? So all we're doing is committing to $3,000 a month to the seller, and then $760 a month. Sorry, $3,000 up front to the seller and $760 a month. So the current tenant is paying $1,100. So 1,100 minus 760. So that's $340 of net cash flow there, right? So if we can just lease option it to the tenants and say, hey, give us 15, 20 grand now, and then we'll do a 3-year lease option and you can buy it at the end of 3 years. So now you can own this, right? Now we'll make, what's that, $13,000 to $18,000 up front, or $13,000 to $17,000 up front. And then $340 a month. We'll probably pay $40, $25 to $40 a month in servicing. That way everything's all taken care of. So we'll be netting about $300 a month. So that's cool. But we can also leverage that, right? So if the tenant is like, well, I don't really have $15,000 to put down. Okay, do you think you could, do you want to? If you had it, would you do it? And if they're like, well, yeah, I would. Okay, well, what if we could do this? What if we could structure it where we lower your rent and then you just get a loan for that $15,000 to $20,000, right? So if they can get a loan for that $15,000 to $20,000 or borrow it from a family member, right, we could save them potentially $300 a month. So $300 a month times 12 months, that's $3,600 a year, right? Times 3 years, that's $10,800. So now they're effectively just paying it up front, and they're working towards owning the property. So it's a really good strategy when you don't have a solid net cash flow after vacancy maintenance and repairs. So if we kept that as a rental, $1,100 times 0.75 would leave $825 of net number. There's a $673 a month mortgage payment. So that only leaves $152, and the seller wants basically $85 a month. So now we'd be left with $67 a month in net cash flow. That's like $800 a year, and it's a 1915 build. I want nothing to do with a 1915 build when we're only making $800 a year. That's a recipe for disaster. So unless you have a bunch of cash laying around that you can hold on to and be prepared for something to go wrong, not a good idea to get into a house that's that old, that is not fully renovated and has been flipped. So if you guys want to hear that call, I'll be jumping on that call right around 2:30 Pacific time. So appreciate you guys following along, and stay tuned for the next one. See you guys at 2:30, where we make real estate investing easy.